Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Vaibhav Tripathi and with me is Shamik Chakrabarti. Bharat Ramraj will also join us soon. But what a start of the day. We have a record in our hand. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi once again in the headlines and this time for all right reasons. The last time he played against Sri Lanka, there was a lot of controversy, a lot of things happened which shouldn't have happened. Obviously, that was condemned by all of us. But, given the way he has played, obviously there was pressure on him this whole series, this Tri Nation series, he was unable to get big runs. He was able to get those starts, but he was unable to get the big runs. No 50s in the 4 innings, and then comes the final, and then comes Vaibhav Sooryavanshi to the fore for India. Not just scoring 94, but scoring a 94 in which he broke a plethora of records, prominent of which was the 11 ball 50, the fastest 50 in listed cricket by a cricketer, men's or women's. So that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi broke a lot of records with that innings. 94 of 29 deliveries. He was close to score, smash another record, break another listed century record, or at least could have equaled Jake Fraser McGurk's record of 29 ball listed century, but that didn't happen. He got out while trying to clear the mid off. But nonetheless, what a great innings! And this innings comes in the final, also just before the Ireland series, which will start on 26th of June in Belfast. So we'll discuss on his innings first. The opening remarks from both the gentlemen. Shamik, I'll start with you. What a sensation Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been, and in a big game, he's always been performing. If you look at the under 19 final, he scored a century there, and then for Rajasthan Royals, two knockout games, two must-win games. He was the top run scorer. Now in tough Dambulla conditions, where he was unable to get big runs, in the final he got the big runs, and in a manner that now his team is in a commanding position as I speak. 2-1-5-4-2 in 21 in 27 overs India.
But first of all, I'm very happy, and that's why, as you mentioned, the big games. He has been turning up in big games, and that's why he is in the Indian team at such a young age, in the Indian senior team, because he's a special talent, and I'm very happy that now he's in the news for all the right reasons, because obviously he shattered records, everything. It can't be. It doesn't atone for what he did in the last game, but that still remains deplorable. But the boy has shown character, and one thing I must say, that on our platform, when the incident happened at the last game, we wrote stories and we condemned the incident, and we will keep condemning that. We care a damn about the trolls and anything on the social media. As reporters, our job is to write what we see, that we write, and we exactly did that. We exactly did that. Now that he has played a fantastic, scintillating innings, we are all praised for him. But when any player, it's not only Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, if someone transgresses, then it is our job also to highlight that, to report that, not to highlight that, but to report that. And we will continue to be objective. Once again, we can't give a damn to what's to the comments on social media. I don't even check those comments. So, but coming back to the positive side, that is fantastic knock, and whatever be the bowling, everything. I mean, 11 ball 50. This is, you have to in a final, which means this boy has character, not only the skill set. This boy has character and the ability to play under pressure. And once again, that is why he is in the Indian team at such a young age.
Bharat, Shamik talked about character, the incidents that happened, the backdrop of this game in the last game, whatever has happened, whatever transpired. After there were a lot of things written, a lot of things said, we condemn the incident. As Shamik said, we will continue to do that if there is a physical altercation, which is definitely shouldn't happen. It's a no contact sport. And we still, stick to our statements, what we said on that day. But today, the way he played, first two balls, smashed both the balls for boundaries, then took Mohammad Shiraz in particular for 36 runs, including 26 runs in one particular over, 11 ball half century. This player is showing that although there was a lot of outside pressure, Noise, 15-year-old, there was a lot of pressure on him that why he did that. A lot of questions raised on his actions, and he chose to answer all that with his bat and in a big game like the final.
Yeah, they basically woke up a sleeping tiger, as I wrote it on Twitter. They basically woke up a sleeping tiger, and he went on to blaze away with that 94 of 29 balls or whatever it is. See, yes, he was provoked right through that. I think that particular match. Yeah, I was traveling somewhere. I had some personal work, but whatever I heard, he also was provoked right through that particular period. Yes, it's true that there's a physical altercation. He could have avoided it. Hopefully, with time, he will learn it. But Sri Lanka, somewhere, perhaps shouldn't have done it because Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, in my humble opinion, is currently the most dangerous batter going around in limit overs cricket. I'm not saying he's the best batter going around in limit overs cricket, but it's definitely the most dangerous. And you don't want to uh, do this with someone like Vaibhav Sooryavanshi talents. It's not like Sri Lanka have some great bowlers out there, tall, fast bowlers who can ram it hard into the pitch and try to get him out caught. Yes, due to the conditions in Dambulla, maybe sticky nature of the wickets, slow nature of the wickets, he was not able to gauge the conditions. But he showed his class today that just a mere 3-4 games, he was able to gauge the conditions as well in Dambulla. He was able to adjust to the conditions and blazed his way. Yes, it tells something about his character. It also tells something about his skills, because yes, for example, you or I, if we were in that situation, I'm just saying it in an imaginary sense. If we get angry over it, we might not be able to. In the next match, we may not be able to. Definitely, we won't be able to get 94 in 29 balls. But this guy is able to do it because of his skills. So he has full confidence in his skills. He states that whoever is the bowler, we have seen it before in the Under 19 World Cup. That is something that you only mentioned. That delivery from the tall fast bowler Alex Green. There's a very good short ball from him, and he just smashed it down the ground for a six. That was an extraordinary shot. I thought that was an extraordinary shot. Then he did that to someone like Kagiso Rabada, bowling at 150 kilometers per hour, similar delivery, and smashed it down the ground, a hard length delivery. So if we can do that to Kagiso Rabada, bowling at 150 kilometers per hour, the hard length, back of length, then I don't think Sri Lanka is, with great respect to Sri Lanka, is attack. I don't think they would really trouble them. One fine day, this is going to happen. In my humble opinion, they shouldn't have done this. I'm not comparing someone like Vaibhav Sooryavanshi to a great cricketer like Cutley Ambrose, but it just made me remember what Dean Jones did to Cutley Ambrose in the Tri-Series finals in 92-93 when he asked him to remove his band, and Cutley Ambrose, the great man, bowled a couple of lightning fast deliveries with extra bounce. I guess somewhere Sri Lanka did that to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi by provoking him, and that is how we saw the explosion of fireworks. By the way, I'm not comparing these two because obviously Cutley Ambrose was a great cricketer, and it took a lot of wickets.
Bharat, you right.
Vaibhav, just one thing I missed out. That is after the incident in the last game, we wrote and spoke about the boy should let his bat do the talking. And we are very happy that he has done exactly that.
Yeah, definitely. And when you have the ability, when you have the talent, like Bharat mentioned, when you can smack a Jasprit Bumrah, Kagiso Rabada, Mohammad Siraj, the quality bowlers, the world class bowlers who are doing really well at the senior level in international cricket, you have the talent in the world. You shouldn't be involved in these altercations when you can do the when you can let your bat do the talking, and that's what he did today. And we are very happy for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi will always be whenever a player, whether it is for India under 19 team, India A or senior men's team, whenever it has happened, even with the women's team, they are doing well. So we will always be happy. We will say, but if there is something that is objectionable, we will take a stance on that as well. We are very clear with that. But Shamik, Bharat talked about the provocation. The funny part is the player who was involved in that altercation with Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, Vishen Hembalgai. He is not playing today, and today Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, even after that incident, he played the last game as well against Afghanistan, which India won quite convincingly and booked their final spot. So, that also tells you that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, that quality, as you also rightly said, that he should let his bat do the talking. And there are players, they will try to provoke Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. This not at this level, even at the senior level, a lot of players will try to get under his skin, but he should maintain his composure. And I think as he moves ahead, as he goes forward in his career, he will learn it, because as we have seen, he is a very quick learner. 4 innings in the same pitch, he couldn't score a big innings, and today at the same venue, he gathered himself. He took, he picked his bowlers, he picked his spots, he understand the pace of the wicket, and he scored his runs.
Well, see, to start with, provocation or sledging that has been happening in cricket or any sport for that matter since Baroque period. So this is something not new. This has been happening. But there is a line that can never be crossed. And in the last game, that line was crossed. Now, what after that, what we said? That Vaibhav Sooryavanshi should take a leaf out of the great Sachin Tendulkar's book. Sachin Tendulkar went to Pakistan as a 16-year-old in Peshawar. I mean, you know, Pakistan crowd. I mean, I can tell you from my experience of covering cricket there, they are very, very intimidating, the Pakistan crowd. And in Peshawar, in a ODI, Abdul Qadir teased him, saying that, hey, you great batsman, let's see how, if you can hit me. Only then I will acknowledge that you are a great batsman. Sachin Tendulkar hit 4 sixes and a four in that over, and later Abdul Qadir, Abdul Bhai, I mean, God bless his soul, and I used to call him Abdul Bhai, and he told me, that day I took the decision I would never ever provoke this boy. Then Henry Olanga did it to Sachin Tendulkar, paid a price. Michael Kasparov did it to Sachin Tendulkar, and the desert storm happened. I'm never comparing Sachin Tendulkar with Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Sachin Tendulkar is a once in a century cricketer like Don Bradman. So, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, with all due respect, Sachin Tendulkar is a different level. So, and that Sachin Tendulkar is very close to, I mean, if not, he is cricket perfection. He is batting perfection. Sachin Tendulkar. So, like Don Bradman was. Now, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, we after the incident the last game, we said this boy should take a leaf out of the great man's book, and I am happy. As you said, he is a very quick learner, and he has taken a leaf out of the great man's book, and he was provoked, and that's the way you respond. He let his once again he let his bat do the talking, and we are supremely happy.
But he was there for only about 9 or 10 overs. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, he did the damage, but there was no exchanges as far as him is concerned with the Sri Lankan players. Yesterday, I was listening to Sri Lanka A captain who eventually dismissed Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. He also said that we are not here to target anybody. Although they did in the last game, as per our reporter as well, he was there. Rohit Julan was there. He told us that there was a provocation done, and but this game, even though he was hitting him everywhere, he didn't exchange a word. He didn't say anything there. So that also tells you that he has learned from that incident, and this game, he learned from that, and he didn't say anything. He didn't utter a word against Sri Lanka players, even though he was dominating. I think that's something that we want to see more from Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Make the runs, don't say a lot. Let your performance do the thing.
See, I'm not very sure. Not very sure. We can make assumptions that he's kind of learned
No,
his lesson or whatever
there
the
is
word
there is a certain
is.
gentleman from him. I asked if he was there anything exchanges, so he said no, nothing so far.
No,
Otherwise, there would have been.
what I'm trying to say is, see, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is belongs to Generation Z. He's someone bit of a feisty character. That's what it feels like. So in the future, there could be a chance that where he suddenly loses his cool a little bit. See, in the end, you have to one has to understand that he's also human. I think he's a bit of a feisty character in that sense, but definitely let the bat do all the talking in this particular game. See, when you're hitting these bowlers for sixes, fours, then what is the, there is no need to go and then there is no need to go and sledge. Your bat is only doing all the sledging out there to the Sri Lankan bowlers. As I noted, he's already done this to what seemed like a 6 feet 5 inch tall bowler in Alex Green in the Under 19 World Cup. He has done that to Kagiso Rabada. He's done that to Joe Hazelwood. He has done that to Jasprit Bumrah. Obviously, Bumrah was not at his absolute best in that particular IPL, but still, he's done that to some world class bowlers. He smashed them to all corners of the ground. So one point he was always going to smash Sri Lanka's bowlers as well. So we basically let the bat do all the talking. And when your bat is doing all the talking, you don't even need to sledge. But having said that, in the future, I'm not going to say that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi will keep quiet all the time, because he comes across as kind of a feisty character to me. So yes, he has to find that, what can I say, thin line between physical altercation and maybe a little bit of sledging here or there. But I don't think we can completely curb someone like Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, because he doesn't look like someone who will be very polite, keep quiet, and only let the bat do all the talking, because he looks like someone who's passionate about his game, feisty. So in between, maybe a little bit like Virat Kohli or a little bit like Ricky Ponting of old times. I envisage him sledging here or there or using a few words.
Yes, see, sledging is a part of the game. Sledging has been happening since forever. In every Ashes series in particular, you will see sledging. Border Gavaskar trophies, you will see a Sam Constas taking on a Jasprit Bumrah. Virat Kohli has been always, there was a time people used to try to get inside the skin of Virat Kohli. Then that 2014-15 BGT series happened, and after that, or every time Australia plays India and there is a Virat Kohli, they will try not to provoke him. And there will be a time in future when teams will be hesitant to take Vaibhav Sooryavanshi on, just because they know if he gets triggered, he can do the damage like he did against Sri Lanka. He remembered what happened the last time he faced this team, and that's why he brought out his absolute best today in the important game against the same team. So in future there would be a thing like today, no teams dare to provoke a Virat Kohli. Same could be happen with Vaibhav Sooryavanshi as well. Teams will not dare to provoke him given the quality and the sheer brilliance that he has with the bat. Yes, Shamik, you were saying something.
No, I think Bible we shouldn't get ahead of us. Virat Kohli did that after standing after standing 4 feet outside the crease against Mitchell Johnson's 150 kilometers per hour. So let Vaibhav Sooryavanshi play some cricket first. I mean, he has taken the IPL by storm. Fantastic. He has done this brilliant for India in the final. But his real test starts now from the tour of England, Ireland also, and England. And England, he will have to be very, very cautious. But I think England, with the senior team, with so experienced players in that dressing room, they will take care of it. And because if he transgresses even a minor bit, British press and how they can go to town and making a mountain out of a molehill. So Vaibhav Sooryavanshi will have to be a bit cautious, but at the same time, we must say that he has the potential to be the game's biggest star in the coming days. It is a lot of things has combined because he it is because of his age, because of his skill set, the way he plays, everything. Cricket post Virat Kohli, post Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, and Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and now just one format player in international cricket. Cricket has been crying out for characters, for stars. And if you look around, there are not too many stars. Harry Brook could be one. Harry Brook. Ben Stokes is sort of fading in the sense, and Ben Stokes has a habit to quote controversy. But he is a star, obviously. But then again, he is not his generation. If we are talking about this generation, if you look around, it is maybe only Harry Brook. So cricket is desperately crying out for a star. And I mean, every sport, be it cricket, be it football. Now the football World Cup is going on, and people are going gaga over Messi's hat trick. Messi Pretty soon would be turning 40. He's 39. He's 39, 38, or 39. But people are going gaga over. Uh, People are going. I mean, I'm talking about common people. It is not about the experts. People are not talking about Holland's total football last night. They are still going to town over Messi's hat trick and Ronaldo's failure, and that is star power. That is every sport needs its star. Whatever be the concept or whatever be the idea of the head coach, but every sport needs its star. And Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has the potential, and I potential is the operative word here, to become the biggest star of the game in the coming days if he builds on this foundation. Hope he will do that. Hope he will do that. He will have to cut emotions a bit from his cricket, from his persona, but that will come with time, that will come with maturity.
Definitely, I still remember Virat Kohli's first tour to Australia, and whatever happened there, a lot of things were written and said at that time as well. But after that, Virat went on to become one of the greatest of the game, if not the greatest in one day cricket. But obviously, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi will also learn. It has only been 1 year since he came into limelight. Six of Shardul Thakur's first delivery, first ball of the IPL, smashed it over the covers for six, Jaipur, and then scored a maiden IPL century. From there, he went on to play for India, a Rising Asia Cup, where he scored a century. Went to play for Bihar as well, was appointed as the vice captain of the Ranji team, and then scored his maiden T20 century as well in Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. So, and then the Under 19 World Cup player of the tournament. So, if you look at Sooryavanchi's graph from IPL last year to India, is wherever he has gone, he has scored runs. Wherever he has gone, he has scored big runs, and that's what has changed from the last Asia Cup final against Pakistan, where he couldn't perform in the final. But from there on, if you look at his stats, wherever he has scored, wherever he has gone, he has scored big runs and in big games as well. Which brings me to my next question, Bharat. Now the next game, as I said, will be in Ireland. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi will join the team in Ireland, Belfast, the first T20. As I said, if you look at the timeline of last 1 year, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has performed in all conditions. Yes, you can say he somewhat struggled in the last four innings in Dambulla, which were really tricky, according to our colleague who was there in Sri Lanka until the last game. He said this is the toughest conditions he has batted in. So he obviously struggled in the first four innings, but again understood the conditions, understood the pace of the innings, and played a brilliant knock today. But can you say now that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is ready, given he has the way he has performed across different conditions, across different kind of bowling? Will you hand him a debut cap straight in Ireland?
Yes, sir, he has smashed 150 km/h ball from Rabada. That is a hard line delivery, and with extra bounce, and he smashed it down the ground for a six over the long gone region. What more do you need when it comes to limited overs cricket? If you can do that to 153 km/h ball, that was a hard length as well, and bouncing up on Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, that was supposed to be his weakness as well. The angled away short ball, which sometimes gets him out in limited overs cricket, but he smashed that down the ground for a six. So nothing more to say about his batting in limited overs cricket. Unfortunately for him, not many ODIs are played nowadays. Otherwise, I think in limited overs cricket itself, he would break many more records. So I would restrict it to T20s because I don't see too many ODIs being played in the future. I'm pretty sure he'll break many more records. If you still want to add a point, you get a lot of rain in Ireland. You definitely get a lot of rain there. So with that kind of rain around, you will definitely get a little bit of moisture. So it would be interesting to see how he would play in those conditions, completely different to what you would get even somewhere in Dambulla, because the ball will then nip around. I'm not saying he will fail there because even if he gets through that, maybe the first 2 3 overs in such conditions, then he might go on to smash 100 of 35 balls or 40 balls or whatever it is. But with lots of rain around, they expect some moisture. So it would be interesting to see how Vaibhav Sooryavanshi goes about his business in those climes. Completely different to now what you would have seen in Dambulla, where I think you would most likely see grip, slow nature of the surfaces. Uh, Yeah, actually, if you look at his first class average, it is 17. I'm not saying that he won't succeed in 4-day format, but I think that is the final litmus test left for him. You won't get such conditions, obviously, in limited overs cricket everywhere because you won't get much grass in limited overs cricket. But still, in Ireland with so much rain around, I'm expecting a little bit of moisture. So when there is moisture around, there will be a little bit of nip. So that will be a little bit of a maybe it would test Vaibhav Sooryavanshi at least in upfront when Ireland bowlers are bowling.
I remember
Otherwise, I'm
when David
100% sure against Limited cricket.
I remember when David Warner was fast tracked into the Australian team, there was always a question around how, whether, and how he will succeed in Test cricket. But he did a one triple century, multiple selection.
I'm not saying he won't succeed.
No,
It's
I know,
not.
I know.
That's not what I
I got
said.
your point. I'm just
That's
saying
not
that,
what I
in
said.
my
I'm
point.
just I'm just saying I want to see how he goes against the seaming ball,
Yeah,
not just against the
even
turning
that
ball or at least grip
aligning
against.
aligning with your point, Bharat. I said that, even there were questions around David Warner as well when he was fast tracked into the Australian team, that whether he will be able to have that success in Test cricket, but he did. So Vaibhav Sooryavanshi again has all the potential and talent to do that. But Shamik, first T20 against Ireland debut for Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and if yes, then whose place he will come in? You have a Sanju Samson, you have a Abhishek Sharma, you have Ishan Kishan. Yes, Abhishek Sharma didn't had a great IPL, so did Sanju Samson, but they still remain the first choice players of the T20I team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, it is not only about the two T20Is in Ireland in isolation. It is about seven T20Is, two in Ireland and five in England. So over those seven T20Is, he will get his chances. They will rotate and they will get his chances. I don't know whether they will be he'll be straight away, because I think that would not be fair to this boy also. He needs to get a feel of the Indian dressing room first, the senior team dressing room first, and after that he can be gradually brought into the fold. So that would be the right process, I guess, because India is not in desperation to throw him in at the deep end. So from that point of view, I think over 70-20 eyes, he will get his chances. Very interesting. I'd like to see one thing. Jofra Archer bowling from over the wicket, leg stumpish, leg middle, into his body, into his ribs. And I'm not saying Vaibhav Sooryavanshi will fail the test. Given the talent he has, he still might overcome that. But Jofra Archer bowling 150 kilometers per hour into the ribs, short of a length, back of a length, making it rear to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi would be a mouth-watering contest.
Definitely, and his teammate, his Rajasthan Royals teammates, so they know each other really well. They have faced each other quite a bit in the last 1 year in the nets, and whatever Rajasthan Royals, fan page has shared. I have seen the duel in the nets where a lot of time Jofra Archer has been seen bowling to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi into the body, the bouncer, and Sooryavanshi hooking the ball for six. So, for from an
Yes,
Indian fan's
that's right.
perspective,
Given his skill set, given his talent, he still might overcome that. So,
yeah, yeah, and also
but
given
cricket is
Shamik,
a
also
yeah.
given the conditions in England, if you look
Huh.
at the conditions in England of pitches, it's absolute road in white ball cricket. That's why ever since
Absolute road.
400, 300,
Absolute road. Absolute road. But this is still the early part of summer as far as England is concerned. So there would be a little bit of dip in the air. So that is the thing. But as far as underfoot conditions are concerned, it would be absolute road. And cricket is about, any sport is about contest. Any sport is about contest. So from that point of view, this Jofra Archer versus, when, if he gets his chances, and definitely he will get his chance. Jofra Archer versus Vaibhav Sooryavanshi in T20 is something I will look forward to.
if he gets picked, I would from Bharat's point of view, I would love to see a Josh Tongue versus a Vaibhav Suryavanshi in a
Yeah, he
T20
can also
again.
do that. He can also bowl a lot of short
I know.
deliveries.
That's why I said. See, again, Josh Tongue is someone you know him. You have called him a lot of times. He's an X factor who has the knack of taking wickets, and he was there in the England World Cup squad as well.
You should
So
have played
if
him.
he
Should
gets
have
picked,
played him in the
yes,
11.
if he gets picked, then also that contest will also be one to look forward to. But we'll see what happens. Before that, before the England tour, obviously the Ireland series is there. Our correspondent will be there from the ground, will be giving all the updates related to Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, whatever is happening with the Indian team, what happens in Belfast in the first T20. We will build up to that as well. Whether Vaibhav Sooryavanshi will get his maiden India cap, which has been a much awaited thing for the fans. So we'll keep an eye on everything. The selection meeting is also around the corner on the horizon for the England ODIs. We are keeping an eye on that. So for everything related to cricket and every other sport, do follow Rev Sports. And thanks Shamik and Bharat for joining. We'll be back in a minute. Thank you.